Um, Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today is episode 7, as you guys can see, and I've decided to do something a little bit different than me just yapping to the camera all the time. I feel like my videos need a bit more structure to have, it's all still within the theme to be your own life coach and to help your own self be better. As all improvement is internal, it does come from within. But I wanted to do something a little bit cool today because I was in the gym again, and all the ideas, either while I'm praying, while I'm in the gym, I have these ideas that I want to act on. And that's why the title of today's episode is just Start. So one of the things that I started doing a lot lately, pun intended, is that I started reducing the time between me thinking of something and doing the thing that I thought about. For example, I'll want to take the trash out. I'm giving you a very basic example here, and then reducing that time and almost doing it immediately. This also goes against my neurodivergent brain, as I do have ADHD and I am officially diagnosed by the DHA, the region where I live. However, I'm not medicating as I love a challenge, and it's a lot more fun to fight yourself every day and try to improve. So for today's episode, we're gonna speak about two very important things. And these are the two things that really helped me grow a lot. So before I started this journey on documenting it, under the theme of becoming a life coach for myself, and eventually maybe I could help others, fingers crossed, was doing a lot of great things to have myself be very disciplined. I've been waking up extremely early for the past 2 to 3 years. I've been stacking a lot of good things that I've done in my life to improve my fitness, to improve my clarity while I'm working. As you know, it's very difficult for people with ADHD to actually sit and do something that is not stimulating. So I've been working against the tide all the time, and I've developed the mental muscles and calluses to kind of figure out my life a little bit better. However, it doesn't matter if you're neurodivergent or if you are neurotypical, this video is still for you because we can still be better. We can always be better. Whether you know it or no, our brains are wired in a way that it wants to find the best way for you to have comfort. For example, your brain doesn't want to go to the gym or go for a run. It will want to be in bed, to eat comfort food, to stay relaxed. It will go and find dopamine at the closest source, which could be you watching Instagram Reels or TikToks, or binge watching a movie, or eating really bad food. So you have to understand that our brains are wired to go also against us. So the fact that you want to be very disciplined and do all these things to change yourself, it goes again against the grain. And that's what makes life fun. That's what makes humans very unique creatures on this earth. So without further ado, we'll start with the first thing, which is habit stacking. So habit stacking, I think I've mentioned it in one of my videos before, and it's something that is so brilliant and so simple. Most simple things are the ones that yield the best results. But habit stacking, I've been consciously doing it. I used to do it before, but now I'm consciously and strategically doing this thing where I find the right habit that I've already instilled in myself and is very natural in me, and then I would add into it a new one. So the trick here is, what you need to do is to identify this new habit that you want. So let's say you want to do 5,000 to 7,000 steps every day. As you know, walking every day will make you a lot healthier, will fix your digestive system, will help you to have better sleep. It's one of the best ways to lose fat, and everyone should be able and aiming to do 10,000 steps. So this is not an easy challenge, especially, I don't know if you know how long it takes to do around 10,000 steps. Depend on how long your stride is or how quick your steps are. It could take between an hour and a half to sometimes 2 hours, depending. However, you do walk throughout the day, but for people that are working a lot in the office or always in their cars, it is a lot more difficult than you think. So the best way is to perhaps, now that we've identified the new habit, how can we stack it with another one? So let's check and capitalize on one of your current habits. Let's say, for example, you really enjoy watching a podcast or watching a YouTube video in the morning. Or let's say there is an elevator in your building. Or let's say there is a really cool music that you listen to every morning to pump yourself up. So these are things that you do every day that you can add to them walking. Instead of sitting down and watching the podcast or listening to it, you can walk. Instead of parking your car very close to work or taking the elevator, so you start shaving off on these steps. Again, I'm just giving you examples. They might not relate to your life, but I believe that everyone knows the kind of habits that they do every day and what kind of new habit that they want to stack onto it. And once you find those two, obviously you do the fusion and you stack them together, and that's one way to get you closer to instilling that habit, because you've linked it to something that is very natural for your brain and body. On to the next one. Less is more. Less is more, you can tell by my strategy on doing this channel as well, is I reduce editing. There is no cuts in my videos. It's not because I'm lazy. There's no color gradient. I'm adding a filter on the phone. At least I have great mic and a what do they call it? A tripod, and I'm doing my best with what I have so I can limit friction that will stop me from posting every day. So sometimes less is more, because now I'm building a newer habit and I'm documenting this entire journey. So I've identified the things that would make me fail, and I've anticipated that, and I'm reducing the friction more and more. So what you need to do is, of course, whatever new habit or new goal, whatever you're trying to achieve in your life, you have to anticipate failure. And you have to prepare to do less instead of doing nothing. A very easy example here. You want to go to the gym, but you've overslept, or you don't feel the best, or you're slightly sick. The excuses are endless. Or there could be factual reasons why you cannot go. Instead of not going and then you stacking it to the next day, you don't go either, at least do an ab workout at home. Do dynamic stretching at home. Do perhaps some push-ups. Go for a slight jog. Go to the treadmill and do an incline walk, right? So before this happens, you have to already prepare and talk to yourself that in case I ever get sick, this is something I do with myself a lot, although I do try to take care of myself not to get sick because it does throw you off. Prepare yourself for when the inevitable happens, right? And prepare yourself to do something. Because when you're building habits and you're trying to change how your brain functions to create new things that will become very intrinsic to you, it's still very important to go through the motion itself. For example, sometimes I would be late to pray Fajr in the mosque, but I would still make the drive and drive there and pray with myself, by myself. So this is for me to let my brain know, because your brain doesn't really understand the difference. It just knows that you're going through the action and the motion, and that's what it registers, right? The second thing is slow motion is better than no motion. So we will always have off days, and I feel like those are the ones that you should be preparing for more. And I'm just reiterating here. Sometimes instead of, I don't know, let's say you have a challenge to run 5 kilometers every day, the day that your knee doesn't feel good or whatever, you can always go and cycle, or you can always go and walk, or you can do some conditioning at home that doesn't require you to run. So it's very important to stay on that track. Sometimes just go through the motion, because it hurts you more to not do it, even if you fake it, even if you just go to the gym and train with like the lowest or lightest dumbbells. All right? And that's it for our episode today. It's a little bit more structured, educational. Not sure how I feel about it. You guys let me know. If you like it, we can do a bit more of this. I don't have a whiteboard. I've improvised and I've made this on Canva, and I hope you guys like it. And see you tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be a bit special. I will go through my entire week because we need to quantify what we do for us to know that we're doing great, right? So we need to quantify and see what's been done, what hasn't been done. So tomorrow is going to be our recap of the week, and we're going to go through all of my achievements and how well I'm going. And see you tomorrow. A lot of yapping today. Bye.